He's gonna do that.
Yeah, dude.
He's gonna fuck it all
Um,
up.
well, we're back from a hiatus, boys. We skipped over you guys' beloved NFC East division due to some
Totally fine.
spectrum fucking.
On purpose.
Some
I was gonna skip it on purpose. I
uh,
just got lucky. I was gonna
it's
bail on
whatever.
you guys. You had no idea.
I didn't know it was gonna happen, but
That worked out. Then it worked
Spectrum
out.
clearly did. What was
I feel
hilarious was
cheated out of a bailout. You know what I mean? I feel like I was really I was gonna leave you hanging
Cody's
real
camera just
dry.
disappears.
oh, don't worry, dude. I would have talked so much
Got
shit
Cash
him.
it
about
in, baby.
I would have talked so much shit about the Cowboys anyway. I would have kept it rolling, kept
What's
it going.
new?
Yeah, well,
You'd have released a
we have
50
plenty of
minute
podcasts
a
with that.
50-minute episode of you just shitting on the Cowboys.
You're
by
damn right. I
yourself.
would have given a whole monologue about how Jerry Jones is too old to be running that team and how he's backed them into a massive corner, and they're going to be in a rebuilding for the next 3 years because they're not going to have a quarterback. That's what's about to
I
happen.
kind of agree with that. Though.
Yeah. That's exactly what's going to happen. He's going to go get signed to Minnesota. He's going to pay him
Less
a
shit
crazy amount of
talking
money.
than it is just making an observation, but
He's
it's an
gonna-
accurate one.
He's gonna either go to the NFC Championship game this year, or he's not gonna be a Dallas Cowboy next year. So
I don't think he's going to be a Dallas Cowboy either way. I think he's going to ride off.
if he does that, they're gonna find him the money.
Maybe.
Maybe. No maybe about it.
If he wins a playoff game for the first time in his freaking career,
that wouldn't be accurate because he's won multiple playoff games.
Whatever, dude. It doesn't matter.
Okay, got it.
You know,
as long as we understand that it
you
doesn't
say
matter.
don't matter. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Dude. I thought this
let's
was,
go. More conjecture moving on. What are we doing today? What are we even doing today?
All right. So what we're doing is we're doing a draft review. We're going to run through the teams. It can be a quick one. We don't have to delve into this too much. And then maybe we talk a little bit about the excitement for week one, what we think is going to happen, and we wrap it up. That's what we're doing.
I know one thing is going to happen week one.
You're going to lose because of the karma of you trade raping Luis. Now, I have defended you in this, and that is Luis's fault. And that is. But you did rape him. And I stand by that. Yeah, you did.
You didn't even lube it up.
I offered Njoku for Allen, and he negotiated to Bowers.
You said Bowers in the text thread before that discussion happened.
Yeah, because then I looked at it. I mean, I'm not lying that I negotiated Njoku for Allen.
It's a bald-faced lie.
I mean, you pulled it off.
I've texted.
You pulled it off.
Hey man, you know
it
happens every year. And
usually
by one vote.
Pulled it off. I can't believe we almost opened the gate on trade vetoes for the first time against me.
Yeah. Cody went full.
I mean, it's going to be anybody, right? It's going to be the villain of the league. Come on.
Woo!
Oh man, full NWA up in here. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, all right.
Explain that one for the people.
No Vaseline, Ice Cube, man.
I'm really bad at acronyms. Could you help me out?
Nah, dude. I'm gonna stick away from that one. Learned my lesson from Mr. Gruden. If
there you go.
Recall, so
there you go.
Back. I defended him before I knew
but
that
before
was
before that we did video though. Is before we did video, so you have like a little bit of plausible deniability.
It's not on video. Nobody knows.
It's not on video.
It could have been AI. It could have been AI.
It's in the cloud somewhere. Nobody will ever find it again. Anyway,
I'll find it.
So somebody will find it. So on the board, you know, we had the average Jakes. They went number one in the draft. I figure we just go down through his team and so on and so forth. So
that seems like a pretty good idea.
Cool.
So on my photo of that draft board, that's the best tool to have just a physical photo.
Yep, and you know what's funny about
board.
you saying that is that mine has a glare on his second round, third round pick. So you're gonna have to help me out there.
Okay.
But anyway, he goes CMC with his first.
The lighting was brutal.
Kind of it was a little brutal on those pictures. Kind of a no-brainer. You know, we had some debate about whether he should do it or not, but
yeah,
you know,
if there was a no-brainer 101, it was CMC, and he didn't fuck it up. Good job, way to go.
That's true. And, well, we talked about the last 2 years. The winning team has been the team that drafted CMC.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, if you get him healthy for even most of the whole year, I mean, it's you know,
if he misses 2 games, 101, right?
Still probably the number one running back.
Yep.
Still probably the number one overall point scorer.
Yep.
You know, even with quarterbacks worked into the equation.
Yep.
His second pick. What do you got, guys? That's one that I can't see. Who was it?
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore. Now
that's a little high for DJ. That's a little high for DJ Moore.
A little high for DJ Moore.
It's a little high for DJ Moore. Your number one receiver. I don't know about your number one
To be
receiver.
fair, it was the last pick of the second round, but still.
Yeah, but Mike Evans, Ayuk, even Debo. Metcalf, I would probably, I don't know. I like DJ more than Metcalf, but that's because I'm specifically against a Metcalf kind of guy.
Yeah, well, whatever. Anyway, so we'll get to Metcalf. We'll sing his praises.
Well, yeah, no, I'm just talking about the DJ. As far as like DJ Moore, him and DJ Moore, I think are a little side by side.
Yeah, and then third pick, what do you got? That's the only other one I can't see.
Joe Mixon. I love Joe Mixon.
Love Joe Mixon.
And as a second running back, Joe Mixon. Ooh.
Yeah, I like.
He saw an opportunity to lock down running backs for the entire year. And he said, "Cool, never think about it again." Awesome.
I forget the exact stat, but Joe Mixon had somewhere around like 39 touches inside the 10-yard line last year.
Mm-hmm.
He's as solid as they come. He's a great running back too. That could flirt with RB1 numbers on any given week, and he's in a powerful offense. They're going to be down by the goal line all the time. They're going to give him the ball.
Yeah, so, move their sticks a lot.
Absolutely. So, good pick. And then he goes Devonta Smith and T. Higgins.
Kind of helps out that DJ Moore pick, honestly.
Yeah.
I think he's got a good team so far.
Yeah. And then, he goes ahead, stacks Higgins with Burrow like that. Mm-hmm. Good correlation there. Goes Rachaad White, Zach Moss next. Also fine.
Getting Rachaad White that late, crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Crazy value to get Rachaad White in the 7th round. That was
I completely agree.
Rachaad White. Zamir White.
Oh, Zamir White.
That's a huge difference. That's a huge difference.
Rewind all that.
Let's look at these gentlemen songs. I'm like, where is Rachaad White?
We said there was a glare. We said there was a glare.
We did, and there's a little bit of glare on mine, to be honest. It looks a little orange. I know it's red.
All right, now how do you feel about Zamir White in the 7th
Horrible
round?
pick.
Not very good. I'm glad it's a depth piece.
I've said many times this year that I think either Zamir White or Zach Moss is going to be this year's Alexander Madison, and I do still believe that. I think both of those guys are guys that have only shown it in small bursts and have otherwise not been starters during their career, which is exactly what Alexander Madison was. Now, could one of them
that way about White way more than I do about Moss?
Same for me. Moss, I know I'm a little biased because I got to enjoy it while it was on my team, but the small window you're talking about was like 25 points a week for like 3 straight weeks.
My problem is he had 3 years in Buffalo where he couldn't beat out Devin Singletary for a starting job. And
I think Devin Singletary is something of a practice maven. He seems to really get liked by people outside of performance on Sundays.
I'll give you that. And obviously Brian Daboll is a big fan of him. Mm-hmm. Brian Daboll was in Buffalo. So maybe that has something to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying, if you were really that good, Zach Moss, you should have been on the field more.
I feel like he wasn't that good then. I think he's better now.
Agreed. And it's also the Buffalo system was known for popping out hot and cold anemic running backs, too. There wasn't really ever a guy that kind of ran away and impressed everybody.
Good point.
Philly got the James Cook, but yeah.
Yeah, but even then, it was a change of the system a bit more because now they're going 0 receiver.
Well, it's true. They brought in what's his name, Joe Lombardi as the offensive coordinator in the back half last year. Also, at the same time, they went away from only named after the greatest coach in all history and the trophy that we all play for every year. But anyway, yeah, terrible family. Anyhow, this guy's out of his mind. The thing is they did change it a little bit. They did change it a little bit. You will never insult Mr. Lombardi. His quote is on our trophy, you son of a bitch. But anyway, and there's a reason.
I saw that you took that liberty.
I saw. Yeah, I paid for that trophy. I put my words on it. Let's go, baby.
You know who isn't on that trophy?
You.
I will be. So fine. If we went back enough in history, I would be. So
he considers it his trophy because he bought it, not because his name's on it.
That's the way it'll always be.
You goddamn right. Anyway, then he goes Dalton Schultz, Jacoby Myers, Josh Palmer, Jahan Dotson. I like Jahan Dotson more when he was on the Commanders than on the Eagles.
Same.
I was a little hot by Jahan Dotson. Then we got traded. I was like, I think you're dead in the water now, bud.
He is.
Good pick with the Jets defense. Jets by PFF's rating, by the way. The Jets by PFF's rating, number 1 defensive line, number 1 secondary, number 2 linebacking core.
Yeah, they could have a fantastic defense.
They're going to be good, man.
Mm-hmm.
49ers were one of the other ones that were in the top 2 in both linebacking core and defensive line. Not in the secondary, but so Cole Kmet, think he's a terrible
That's a good pick down there. That's a good pick down there.
I disagree. He's been splitting snaps with Gerald Everett. Okay.
If you're drafting Dalton Schultz though as your tight end 1, you got to have a depth piece.
There's other ones that are better than him, though. There's other ones that are better than him, man. Cole Kmet's gonna be a bust this year. I strongly believe that.
I think you're making a lot of guarantees about an offense that we don't know anything about. That offense is gonna be so different than anything we've seen before out of them. There's a lot of wait and see.
You know what I do know is that Shane Waldron is the coach there. And he loves to use tight ends, and he'll pick a guy, and he seems to have picked Gerald Everett to me. So, because Gerald Everett was the one getting all the first team snaps the whole preseason. So,
you might be right.
And the rest of the fantasy community seems to agree with me because in all the best ball drafts, he dropped 10 spots over a month. So, anyway,
if I saw it right, so he took 3 wide receivers back to back to back in the 10th, 11th, 12th. Jacoby Myers, Josh Palmer, Jahan Dotson. How do we feel about those being any of them?
Jacoby Myers might be a thing. Josh Palmer might be a thing.
Practice?
Oh, did he?
I think he picked up a slight injury. I haven't heard that he's going to be completely out, but
you could. They got to throw to somebody in LA.
They do.
I think they're going to throw to Lad McConkey. So they're going to throw to.
They got to throw to somebody. We don't know. It's another one of those receiving cores that someone's going to have to catch a ball, and we have no idea what it's going to look like this year. So,
you think that offense is going to be a lot more run heavy than in past years too?
100%.
Yeah,
they're going to run the ball. Yeah. Greg Roman did nothing but run the ball when he was in Baltimore, and Jim Harbaugh built a national championship football team off of running the ball. And one game, 30 sometimes in the second half against Penn State because they couldn't block Chop Robinson.
Yeah, he did call him Kaepernick to the Super Bowl. Jim Harbaugh going to run the ball.
Viral training camp videos of them running double and triple tight end sets too. So
yep,
he's going to run the ball. That's why Joe Alt was the first round pick out there. And they're like, "Who's the biggest, best guy at blocking? We'll take him. Let's go."
I need someone who looks like he can't pronounce vanilla.
He's got 6 letters between his first and last name,
dude. That's fantastic.
Alphabetically challenged.
Hey, he doesn't need to be able to read, dude. He needs to be able to block somebody, hit him in the mouth.
Right.
X's and O's don't require literacy.
No, they do not. All right. Well, any surprises on this? I mean, I thought he did well. I think Strozzi always drafts well, and there isn't a lot to be said other than probably top half. I would say.
Yeah, top half. I'd say top third, perhaps.
Okay.
He doesn't have a weakness. There's not, other than maybe quarterback depth, which I could say about a lot of teams. Yeah, tight end is the weakest.
And I feel like he's a Joe Burrow injury away from like all of a sudden scrambling at quarterback, which isn't, completely
There's other guys.
It's true, and that has more leverage too because of Burrow's injury last year too. So
yeah.
So, but other than that, I think he's got a solid squad.
Joe Burrow,
great running backs, great running back depth. Pretty dang good wide receivers.
Yeah, he doesn't have that. He doesn't have that number 1 wide receiver to me.
It's the other thing I was going to say.
That's the only thing.
Doesn't have the top flight wide receiver.
That guaranteed 15.
Yeah. What receiver do you think you should have taken in the second round, or what ones went in the third round? Because the only ones available to him would have been. Would you take Nico? Maybe Nico over him.
Either Debo Mike Evans, or Brandon Ayuk. Of course, that was before the Brandon Ayuk news, so that was tougher then. But after the news, Brandon Ayuk seems just like a fine number to me.
I would have gone.
I'd almost rather have DK Metcalf than him.
I'd rather have Mike Evans than all of them.
No, Mike Evans, sure, but between the guy you drafted and Metcalf, even Metcalf, I think is ahead.
Got it.
Debo to me would have been the move, because if Debo would have been there when I was on the clock,
I would argue against that Debo for Strozzi because he's already got CMC.
Yo, you're right. You're right. It's got to be Evans. You're right.
Yeah, but
you can't do 2 Niners 1-2.
But
fine.
Cody's right. The wide receiver that has almost never been under 1,000 yards in a season would have been a pretty solid wide receiver one at that spot.
Yeah.
Yep.
They did just pay DJ Moore a lot of money though. He's going to get the ball.
They did.
So
They did, and you know me, I don't mind following a contract.
Follow the money. NFL does that for a reason.
At least for the first year, because there's going to be some illicit attention.
Yeah,
but that's about all for
elicited. Yeah, solicited
attention.
Yeah,
unsolicited.
Anyway,
unsolicited.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about Brant, the resident Vikings homer. And his team
first fuck up.
His team
he gets to return to his classic team name.
He does. And he did that 2 3, 4, 5 picks too soon.
He was always going to do it.
Brent's on the mission to get his third JJ jersey. He's going to have the white. He's going to have the purple. He's going to have the gold. That's what he wants.
It's going to cost a lot of money too. So hopefully he's going to pony up the extra change. Because there's a cap on that money, my man. Anyway. We went down a sad road with Allen one year, and that's when the cap got put in place. Putting Super Bowl patches on jerseys and shit.
Are you gonna tell the league how much was spent on that jersey?
He was about $50 over what the cap is, so that's why we put the cap in.
It's not that bad. I thought it was way worse. I thought it was way worse.
Like $500 or something.
Nah,
that's what I thought you were gonna say to me.
It was like 140, 150 for the jersey, and then it was 20, 30 for the patch, and then I had to pay a lady to sew it on. I ain't doing none of that.
That's a thing.
Man. Damn.
Todd was the easiest one ever.
I would have done that. There, sir.
Would have done that.
Mm-hmm. Hey man. He was right. I said he could have any jersey he wanted. And then I got all excited for him that he wanted that one. And then I found out what it was going to cost.
And then he got extorted. It happens sometimes.
It happens.
All right. Moving on.
I do it every day, so okay. No,
the Brand's team.
I'm just kidding. Justin Jefferson. He was always going to do it. Okay. We know who he is. You want him. And is it a terrible pick? No. But I think there's other guys with more upside there that you could have had. It's still Justin Jefferson.
I love that Brant was picking in front of me, and I wasn't going to be picking Justin Jefferson. That made me so happy because that just meant I got better results later.
It's true. That does dump it down to everybody between that 2 and the 7 spot where JJ's been normally going.
Absolutely true.
And then second pick for Brant. Let me know what it is. Oh, it's Isaiah Pacheco.
Which I love. He was flying up the ADP boards late in the preseason because
I don't like running backs in Kansas City.
That's one I do like because they're going to run him into the ground because of the way he runs.
I don't like running backs in Kansas City for long-term fantasy use. I do not like it.
I don't know, man. I like Isaiah Pacheco. A lot of other people do too. But then he goes Brandon Ayuk. Good pick.
Feels pretty good.
He got signed.
Pretty good.
He's going to be the guy there now. With
it's got to feel pretty good.
Getting him a little later than maybe he should have, with that kind of news hanging out there in the air, that nobody knows where he's going to be.
That's true.
Yeah, but we were talking about Strozzi maybe getting him as a wide receiver 1, and Strozzi gets him as a wide receiver 2. So
yeah, I mean Brant gets him as a 2.
Brant gets him as a wide receiver 2.
But anyway, then you go Trey McBride, Kyler Murray. Love pairing those two together. Nice move. Kyler Murray a little bit sooner than maybe I thought he should have went.
A little bit. The running backs happened 1 round too early.
But, the real mistake there to me is that it's just going to weaken your other positions, which is what we're going to see right here. Deontay Johnson as your 3rd, but he does back that up with Watson and Addison later. Addison obviously not going to play to week 5, though.
I think Watson's going to have a much better year than Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, exactly. Getting him in the 8th round.
Getting David Montgomery down there is a successful move. I'm not big on David Montgomery this year, but like being able to get him as a 2nd running back, looking at the rest of this draft, that's huge for him.
It's big.
He's one of those huge value running back picks coming the 5th, 6th, 7th round. There was him. Yes. I can't even think of the other names now.
Mostert was in there for Todd. We're going to talk about next. But the thing to me with Brand here, I mean, the rest of the guys he gets, just to run through them real quick: Zach Charbonnet, he gets Rashid Shaheed, Luke McCaffrey, Ty Chandler, Justin Fields, and the Bills. The only problem I really see for Brant here, I think he covered himself well with wide receivers. I don't really like going Addison and Jefferson because it's going to be hard to have both in 1 week.
He needs to trade one of those if he wants actual value there.
The problem is, how are you going to trade Addison? You can't trade Addison for at least 3 weeks. He's not going to play.
I agree. I don't think it was a good. I don't think it was a good pickup.
That might just be hey, that's my boy. Let's have some fun with him as my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th wide receiver off the board.
I hear you, but don't you want lottery fucking numbers at this point?
I do, yeah.
So the
guys and his biggest lottery value is if his number 1 pick goes down. I don't think that's a good way to draft for the playoffs. I don't think that's a good way to draft for a success. The only way to get it is for you to just have a flat fucking tire.
Yeah, he's got 0 RB depth. If you look at it,
that's the biggest problem.
Like if he's got to start Montgomery and Pacheco every week, and then he's got people that aren't even starters on their own team.
Which
after that,
having Montgomery and Pacheco every week, that's an okay place to be.
That's true.
To be fair, I mean, but depth is a big thing.
You're starting 4 wide receivers unless you throw another one in the mix.
Yeah. Which means you got to have Deontay Johnson and Christian Watson show up every week. Which
I mean,
that's a long bet.
I can handle Watson doing a 0 or 21 every week, but I can't have Deontay Johnson in there. I mean, I could be super wrong about Deontay Johnson, but I don't want any part of Carolina. I don't want any part of Carolina. I don't want any part of Tennessee.
The part you're going to be sad about with Deontay Johnson is the no touchdowns and the fact that he is very injury prone, but the man does get open in the intermediate and short range like nobody else in the game. He's very good at that. He draws a lot of targets. He's going to be really friendly to a quarterback who's looking to come off a nightmarish year 1 in the league. I think he is going to get a lot of targets, but is he going to score the amount of points that you're going to be happy with because he's getting touchdowns? I don't think so. And if he's coming out and having to carry that amount of workload, then yeah, he's probably going to get injured again, like he has every year of his career. So, I don't know, man.
I don't like it.
It's a little bit tough. I mean,
Jordan Addison's got to go.
Yeah, probably. I think Justin Fields is kind of a cool lottery pick, taking him real late because
especially with Kyler Murray.
Yeah, there's a trend there. You can tell he's going for big nut scores because those are the guys that can lay down a 40 burger as a quarterback. We've seen him do it.
Absolutely.
Justin Fields was a round 14, 15 eyeball for me too. I was like, I remember thinking, I'm like, I wouldn't mind.
Just maybe think of the ceiling compared to the value that you're taking him at for that spot. It could be nothing. Most likely it is nothing. But if it's nothing, then that's exactly why you drafted him. And it could be so much more.
You're absolutely right. That's how you build a lottery section.
It's true. But anyway, biggest problem for Brant is maybe going a little bit too homerish and lack of running back depth. That's what I see. Otherwise, I think he did fine.
I don't think having the Bills defenses, I mean, unless he's just going to stream, is very sexy either.
The Bills, everybody thinks the Bills are going to be a good defense this year.
No, they don't. Who thinks that? Who thinks that? I don't think that. Do you think that?
Rankings.
Yeah, I haven't heard anybody say great defense. I've heard some people say they'll be serviceable.
The rankings say they're top 10 defense.
Aaron Rodgers and Tua twice a piece.
It's don't want that. Wrong. They're not going to be a top 10 defense. They got rid of everybody in the secondary, and their secondary remains old.
They're soft in the middle now.
They don't have anybody, man. They got Greg Rousseau and Ed Oliver. That's what they got. And then they got an old ass Von Miller.
And Ed Oliver is about 4 years beyond it.
Yeah. You got Matt Milano at linebacker. He's a good linebacker. But outside of that, your glory days of Poyer and Micah Hyde and Rashad White locking everybody down, those are gone, man. Those guys are older than dust these days. You know what I'm saying? And Poyer's not even there anymore. So
I don't think Hyde is either.
Yeah, I know. And Rashad White can't stay healthy. So Rashad White, not Rashad White.
Again, Rashad White popping up where he don't belong.
Yeah, it's something in there. You know who I'm talking about. Tre'Davious White. Trey White. Anyway, the wrong White. Let's talk about Todd.
Wait.
Todd.
Okay. Do we want to give a 1 out of 10 on the last two teams?
I'd give Jake and Aiden Brant like a 6, Bray.
Okay. Well, I mean, let's just do 12 because you know what I mean. Like, let's prognosticate.
I'm cool with that. Do you want to put them in spots as we go?
Yeah, with the ability to adjust later.
Okay.
All right.
So, where do you?
So I'm just gonna do it comparatively. Then I'm just gonna do it comparatively. So far, Brent or Swamp Ass 1, Brant 2.
I like that. And we'll interject as
Yeah.
we go. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Cool.
All right.
So Todd.
Todd did his draft the way I like to do my drafts. He went all wide receivers, wide receiver.
And he
heavy.
fucking killed those picks too.
Crushed it.
Look at them. Look at those 4 names. Those are 4
Tyreek
sexy
Hill,
names,
Drake
followed by
London,
Anthony
Mike
Richardson.
Evans in the 3rd round, and Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Love it.
I would have loved to give me some Mike Evans, but he got him first.
Todd got a good setup there, doesn't he?
He's got a good team, and then this is why you do that is because he fell back and he put James Conner and Raheem Mostert in there. That's fine. You'll be just fine with that.
And Jay Brooks coming back after a month, hopefully.
Yep.
Dude,
And if
Todd's
Austin
got a
Eckler,
good squad. Austin
Eckler's
nope, he's done.
I know.
That was a waste of pay. That was the worst draft. That was the worst draft pick. I'm looking at them all here. I'm like, nope, the worst one.
It's a bad pick, but if it's a bad pick, but by the chance and the grace of the football gods, if Austin Eckler found his legs in this offseason and he has something left,
you're right. You're right.
Be all right.
It ain't gonna happen though, because that's not how Todd's fortune goes. But dude, even like right out of my book, I wanted Anthony Richardson, and I wanted to sweep up fucking Tua as my backup to stack up with Hill as my number 1. Like Todd did exactly what I wanted to do. With those 3 names, I'm like, you gotta have a lot of things fall your way to have a 3 thing happen exactly like that, and Todd fucking did it.
Todd's a smart guy. He drafts well usually, you know. He just
he's active in his dynasty leagues too, so he's paying attention year round too.
Yep.
Yeah,
Todd's out there in them streets.
I like Todd's looks, man. I do. I'm not thrilled about Jake Ferguson.
No, but he's serviceable. You know,
serviceable.
After the last 2 years of tight ends being just the hot wasteland that they've been, I think you see a lot of polarization this year. There's like 5 guys that everybody's like stoked to have.
You don't think last year that there was more tight end action?
I think there was the development.
Way more tight end action last year.
You think way more?
Yes. It's always been like one. It's been like 2 names for a decade, and last year there was like 5 that were all at the top there.
I remember it feeling better because it was better than the season before, but I don't remember.
I think the tight end paradise is around the corner, boys. I don't think we're getting farther away from it. I think we're opening up the land of tight ends.
I agree with that. I thought you were saying the other thing. This year is like the first year where there's like 8 guys where you're pretty happy to have.
Yeah.
You know, 7, 8 guys.
But
7
is
really,
Ferguson one of them?
No,
he's the next guy after that.
He's after all that.
He's the next one. Yeah,
and there's not a second tight end, so he's Jake Ferguson away from streaming every week.
He's streaming right now.
I mean, he might be all right because Dallas doesn't have a lot outside of Mr. Lamb. You know, they got an old Brandon Cooks, and they're hoping Jalen Tolbert can be a good wide receiver.
They are hoping that.
Which in camp he did well, so we'll see.
He might be okay. They might have a really good offense because they seem to always do.
Well, they got rid of Kellen Moore, so we'll find out, won't we?
Yeah, well, this is the second year.
Yeah, whatever.
That's how Kellen Moore.
You know,
Dak Prescott's first year without him was a Heisman finalist.
Yeah, totally.
Heisman finalist.
Yeah, he went back to college.
Heisman finalist.
Yeah, you know what came in second? Rashad White.
Yeah. And his brother Trey White actually was in there too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Anyway, Josh Downs, Jalen Polk. I'm fine with that. I like Jalen Polk, part of the 3-headed monster out there in Washington.
I don't know what the Bengals pick there is, unless he likes their week 1 and he's streaming.
That's probably what it is.
They're playing Patriots week 1. That's probably what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, 100%.
That's a good week 1.
Yeah, which I did not look at that, and I saw that the Eagles play the Packers week 1. Not a good idea.
And in a different
honestly, I can't believe you picked.
I
couldn't believe you took Philadelphia anyway, dude. They're bad on defense.
No, they're not. They're not. I don't think
they were horrible for the last half of
2 months.
Season.
Their team fell apart, sir.
The defense is part of the team.
Yeah,
team stopped believing in the coach. I think they're
man, and the coach is still there.
Do you know why they stopped believing?
Because he's trash.
Because they weren't executing anything.
Hey, remember when they got 2 first-round quality cornerbacks? Remember that? And they got a big play Slay. Remember that? Yeah, and then they took Gardner Johnson back from the Lions. Remember that?
Do you remember what the Niners said about everyone who wasn't big play Slay and then put up like 40 on him?
You guys remember how they got Roquan still? And they got all those guys up front too?
Roquan.
They're gonna be good. They got Roquan out there. Or is he in Baltimore? He's in Baltimore, isn't he?
Yeah. Baltimore.
Anyway, whatever, dude. Let's go with it.
Never been to Philly.
That's just whatever, dude.
Can't handle those East Coast birds.
You know, dude. Moving on. There's a lot of birds in the freaking
There's
league.
a lot of birds
right?
out there.
You got Todd. You got Todd ahead of
dude.
Strozzi.
Todd ahead of Strozzi. Todd 1.
Todd's
Strozzi 2.
out of these
Brand 3
for sure.
I agree.
Yep.
Consensus.
Killer draft by Todd. Killer draft by Todd.
Weak spot? What do you think his weak spot is?
Tight end.
There is one. Tight end.
And then he's streaming defense. And he's streaming defense, but that's not really that weak. It's just, can you do it or not?
Tight end, and he's light at running back. He's light at running back. You got.
I don't see a kicker anywhere on that roster, so something to keep in mind.
You got to have one. I heard.
Red flag.
Anyway, he's got 2 very fragile running backs too. That needs to be noted. Guys that do not finish seasons typically.
He's got fragile. He's fragile at running back because he decided to go 0 running back. So
yeah,
it's true.
And but man, he's got 4 receivers. They're going to see the field every week, and they're going to be nasty.
And there's a lot of hype around Mostert, so we're not talking about him a whole lot right now. But if he doesn't pan out, or he turns into the glass seal or glass bombshell, glass cannon is the phrase I'm looking for there.
Yeah,
from years prior, then he doesn't really have a second one.
Bye weeks are going to fuck Todd up a little bit. But there's a month without him, and then the playoffs they don't happen either. So like.
And every week in your lineup, now that it's double flex, you can have all 4 of them wide receivers in there. That's nasty.
It's a lot of points.
There's gonna be, I bet, multiple weeks where he gets 100 points from those 4 guys. I bet there's 2 weeks that happens.
Could very well could. That's why I like
because 50 of those points are gonna be from Tyreek fucking Hill.
Yep. Yeah, dude.
God, anyway, he starts 2 of those weeks.
Let's keep it rolling, or we're going to be on here for hours, ladies and gentlemen.
We can be on here for hours. Okay.
We could. I don't care.
Good.
Anyway,
we're already 3 down.
Let's get into the B-hole.
25% of the way done. It's been 40 minutes.
Yeah, dude. Let's get into the B-hole records here. And let's
say the whole name.
Whatever, dude. Win a championship.
The Booty Hole Packers.
Yeah.
You heard the man, the Booty Hole Packers.
Yeah, dude. The Booty Hole Packers. Anyway, goes Bijan. Know he's happy about that.
I was definitely not happy about that.
We're gonna watch some Atlanta, boys. We're gonna talk about some Atlanta.
You knew you were never getting Bijan when you drew that 12 card, sir.
Yeah,
that's happening.
But he's gonna be the RB1 this year. So congratulations.
Thank you.
He's very possibly could be unless Breece Hall does it, which he probably will. So anyway, we got Devontae Adams, Zay Flowers, solid picks there. James Cook, running back 2, not mad at that. Amari Cooper, love the Rashee Rice pick. Fell way too far. Probably not getting suspended, and you're getting Patty Mahomes.
Not getting suspended.
So
should be.
Gets his guy. Gets the
deeps.
Gets the deep JMO.
Ooh, deep JMO.
I can't wait till he busts the leg in week 1, and then you have to cry about it.
Injuries on people. That's wild.
Regularly.
Only your guys. Only your guys.
Only mine.
Yeah. David Njoku, I have a lot of venom towards deep JMO for a lot of reasons, folks. It goes deeper than just.
There's not a lot of reasons. Yeah, it's only one reason.
No, there's a lot.
But it was the same reason
over and over
again. And it was one man getting victimized over and over again too. His name was Eric Stokes. Eric Stokes could not run with Jameson Williams if it saved his freaking life.
He can't. Everybody
Jameson
knows
Williams is the reason I left that division. Let's be real.
It was a real problem. David Njoku, fine, I guess.
Fine.
Nick Chubb, maybe. We'll see.
Maybe.
Not a bad guy to get if he does come back. You're real light on running back, though. For a long time here. Unless you get somebody on the waivers. Michael Wilson.
You only have 3 running backs on your team, and one of them is starting the season on the PUP list.
I don't think that's the way it is, currently, but that's the way it was draft night.
Okay.
I mean, he probably picked some guys up, but yeah.
Yeah, there's been some moves. There's been some moves.
Nobody good was.
There's been some moves.
Anyway,
there's been a move.
There's been some moves. There's been some moves.
Yeah, he's working on getting B-Rob. I know that. Anyway, Michael Wilson. I've been out there in the trade streets too. I know what's going on.
What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? You just gave yourself away, sir. Anyway, Jared Goff.
You gotta spin it.
I know, because I was after him too. It's fine. Jared Goff.
Jared Goff, you talked me into Jared Goff all off season long with all those dome games, and I got to be honest, he just seems like a guy posed to do it.
He is
so posed to do it that I was willing to take a $500 flyer on an MVP year for Jared Goff.
He might do it, dude.
He might.
I think,
and I'd love that payout. That seemed like something that I'd be okay with losing.
I still got to go spend some money on win totals. I was down there at the casino over Labor Day weekend, the Hard Rock that just opened, and I was looking at some. And then I had to go home and do some research, and I got a few I'm going to lay down. I'll let you know what I do.
If Jared Goff can pull off an MVP season, me losing the fantasy league will sting a little less.
Probably a lot less.
Just a little bit.
Grand payout. But if Goff don't pay out, you're gonna be thin at QB and at
oh yeah. If he don't pan out, then we're streaming it.
There's a Baker Mayfield available on waivers, and he's almost as good, to be honest. I think Jared Goff has more upside, but Baker can do almost what Jared.
The ceiling's very different. That's for sure. And we're going big Jared Goff ceiling this year.
I love that you went back to your Lions dynasty here in this.
Yeah, man, they're poised to do it.
Cleveland
Best
Browns
line in the league.
It's true. We watched it with our own eyes. We watched the development of them.
Wide receiving group in the league.
Just
two good running backs.
This is last year in Detroit.
This is last year in Detroit, boys.
JJ McCarthy coming in. You heard it here first.
Coming in. You heard it.
Getting traded.
Sat back, watched it for a year.
Yeah, dude. He busted his leg just so he could go to Detroit Lions year 2. Cleveland Browns, great defense. The only problem with the Browns defense is that I think their offense might put them in some bad situations. I don't know if you've heard much, but the Cleveland Browns offensive line is already pretty banged up. From what I've heard, they're missing 2 starters to open the year already. Yeah. And if they're doing a lot of 3-and-outs, there's only so much you can do on defense.
That's true.
Brock Bowers can't even talk about because he's not there anymore because the egregious trade that happened. Keenan Allen comes in for Brock Bowers. You can only hope that Keenan Allen suffers a debilitating mental disease that leaves him out for the rest of the season and maybe career.
You'd want that. It's weird that you'd want that.
Curtis got white shoes coming out of his ears now, though. Devontae Adams, Zay Flowers, Amari Cooper, Rashee Rice. And that's
I heard you can start 4 of them. I heard you can start 4 of them.
Well, can you start 6? You can't. So you're gonna have to find some running backs, sir.
Yeah. There's been some IR spots used. Some people picked up
getting shot.
Some people got themselves shot off my team.
Yeah, dude. God.
But he's enablers now. Taking bullets. You're out of here, dude.
Oh yeah, can't dodge a bullet. Fuck you.
Can't be on my team.
Hey, Ricky Potshots.
Dodge his pink slip, bitch.
Ricky Potshots. Pearsall. Yes, that's his name now.
Ricky Potshots. Kick rocks, dog. Let's go. Get out of here.
To be fair, I had to drop him because I was a wide receiver max when the Keenan Allen trade went through. It's the only reason. Otherwise, I'd have put him on some IR too.
That's make it for a killer team name somewhere in there. You know it was
Ricky Potshots.
Yeah.
Ricky drive-by.
We can only make these jokes because he's okay. He was back in the weight room today, folks. He's gonna be fine. 2 days after he got shot, the man was in there doing curls. So you love it.
He didn't take a grazer in the bicep.
Oh, he got shot through the freaking chest and went out his back. Jesus.
That's wild. It's wild. His back blown out.
He did, technically. Well, anyway, moving on. I'm going to give Cody probably the second.
Say last.
I put him right behind Todd.
Yeah,
right in the current list we have.
Yeah.
Todd 1, Cody 2, Jake 3, Brent 4.
That's how I got it. Because Todd did what I wanted to do on draft day to a fucking T.
Now, what really makes me sad here coming up on Erica's team is I think she drafted a great team. That makes me really upset. But we're going to talk about it. She went Amon-Ra right away. Solid pick as your first wide receiver. As solid as they come.
Yep.
Jalen Waddle. Really wanted Jalen Waddle. She got him before I could.
Yep.
It really pissed me off.
Good. She got 2 good ones right out the gate. Did not fuck up 1 and 2.
Nope. Travis Etienne, also a solid pick. I think he's going to be fine.
Love the ETN.
Agreed.
Pick.
It's a good pick there.
As your running back 1 in the 3rd round, hard to do better than that.
And here's where we start to get to the points where I'm going to have some disagreements.
I do not like the Malik Neighbors value there at the 4th round, but having him as a 3rd wide receiver is fine. You're just missing out on a lot of value, especially going tight end then in the next round and losing out on value 2 rounds in a row there.
And not seeing another running back show up. I agree.
Until Tajay Spears is her RB2.
That's a big red flag.
You know why? You know why she's going to be fine is because she got Chase Brown and Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard's going to be starting running back for the first 4 or 5 weeks. Potentially, he's going to still split carries into the rest of the season. Also, has got Chase.
I mean, she'll be fine for a month because of Chuba Hubbard, but like she's got to move after that.
She did do a good job of grabbing depth pieces, so like maybe one of them pans out, and then it's not an issue. But you got to have one of them pan out.
She's got one other starter in Hubbard, and then she's got Tajay and Chase Brown, who are in 50-50s with the potential to take over the backfield should they perform better than their counterpart. A lot of people think Chase Brown's going to be the better running back in Cincinnati. There's a lot of people saying that out there over Zach Moss. He was running with the ones the whole preseason. He was getting a lot of work. If you watch their preseason game, he was on the drive when Joe Burrow played in the games that he did play. And I think Chase Brown is a better pass catcher. I think he's more explosive. I think we're talking Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard situation there in Cincinnati, and I think Chase Brown is the Tony Pollard. That's how I feel about it.
So she might be okay. I think she's really good at tight end. I love Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah, I think she'll be great there.
Chris Godwin is going to be great this year too. He's running out of the
Jordan
slot.
Love will be. I know you're a little biased on it, but I still think it's a solid pick there too.
Jordan Love.
I just have to see the second year, and I feel that way about CJ Stroud too. And I know when I'm talking about CJ Stroud here, but CJ Stroud went way too fucking early.
Yes, he did. Wildly early. We'll talk about that later on. But
I have feelings about Jordan Love the same I do as about CJ Stroud. As far as I need to see it again.
Yeah, but she got him in the 7th round. That's the difference, you know.
Yeah. I don't hate it as a fantasy pick the way I'm going to hate on that CJ Stroud thing. I just mean as far as can it be repeated?
I also wildly disagree with you guys on Malik Neighbors. I think Malik Neighbors has every opportunity to be Rookie of the Year this year. I think you guys do not understand how talented that man is.
I think he's super talented.
I just know how bad Daniel Jones and the Giants are.
I don't think it matters if you're going to throw the ball 15 times.
You might be right.
You
might be right. I just don't. I don't like him in the 4th round, bro. I don't like a New York Giant in the 4th round.
I do like on the flip side of that the Darnell Mooney pick down there in the 12th round because I think he's poised to have a sneaky good season on that offense.
For me, when I was just to give you an example, when I was looking at Michael Pittman, when I took him, it was between him and Malik Neighbors. I was very close to taking Malik Neighbors.
That's
when I was on the clock right there.
That's crazy to me.
All that means is that you and your wife have similar strategies and probably thoughts on Malik Neighbors, right?
Malik Neighbors is going to be great. But anyway.
I think there's a chance that he's really good next year with whoever is the other New York Giants starting quarterback.
I think you guys give Daniel Jones too much of a hard time. He was the QB9 2 years ago.
Because he runs.
And he threw like 30 touchdowns that year.
What was it last year?
All of them to Saquon Barkley.
He had one of the worst offensive lines ever to play televised football. They were so freaking bad. They fixed it somewhat. They went out and got 2 free agents. Okay, they did it, and they got Andrew Thomas, who is the only thing that was worthwhile before that.
Got it.
So well, let's say if they go from 32nd, Cody, to 20th. Is that not a massive improvement? It is, because I think that's
it's not Malik Neighbors in the 4th round, dude.
I disagree with you.
Okay.
Anyway,
you know how many yards he put up in 6 games that he played last year?
Yeah, dude. Last year.
No, dude. Just give me a guess.
Like
6 games.
5 yards. I don't know. Not enough.
900, but 150 a week.
I mean, he was bad. He was bad because he had half a second to throw the ball, dude. Pat Mahomes would have failed in that situation.
All right.
Moving on. Okay. Where are we putting Erica's team at then?
I'm gonna put her a solid 3 behind
the head of Brant.
Head of Brant. Maybe I'll put her 4 because I think Jake has more depth. So
I would put her behind Strozzi, but let me look at Brant again.
Number 1 in my heart, number 4 on this board.
So we got Brant 5, Erica 4, Average Jake 3, Butthole Reckon 2, and Todd 1. Is that the
That's all
current?
I got.
Okay.
Number 1 in my heart, number 4 on this board. Let me repeat. Anyway. I like Glad McConkey and Darnell Mooney there for
I think
getting
the Texans defense as a just a last piece in there is really nice too. I don't think she'll have to move around a lot for a defense this year.
We're gonna get to see them get wrecked in person by my very own Packers when we head up to Lambeau here in about a month and a half. And they will get wrecked. They will.
Interesting. She'll have to make a choice between her defense and her quarterback today. I wonder what she'll do.
We'll see.
I wonder what she'll do.
We'll know for another month and a half. Start them both. I hope they run back a pick 6 and the Packers win by 1. Let's go.
Or like a punt return, right? That's what you'd.
Yeah, something. You know,
or kick return. Like that wouldn't fuck up her quarterback.
Packers win on a field goal, 20-17. Anyway,
how about
let's go to Jacoby, who wasn't there inexplicably again for the second year.
You know,
if he wins this year, interesting strat. Not allowed to draft for his team next year is my proposal.
Yeah, he has to.
He went 2 years in a row.
Yeah, he'll need to ghost draft.
He's gonna have to give $500 to Tom if he wins. How about that?
Tom was telling me, he's like, dude, I've been playing fantasy football for 25 years. I've never won. If Jacoby wins with the fucking roster that I drafted, I'm gonna be so mad.
Well, then Tom will know.
Well,
that's not the way he drafts. That's the way he manages.
Here's the thing. He didn't draft that good of a team, so I think it's going to happen.
He didn't draft that bad of a team.
He didn't draft a bad team, but
he's the one that drafted, let me pull it up, Kyron Williams as his RB1, who is now the starting punt returner for the Los Angeles Rams.
Really
historically, that's a huge red flag.
He really fucked you there.
Really would have liked to have Blake Corum because of that, but didn't get him, sadly. Anyway,
Jamar Chase. Question mark right out the gate.
Is he going to play? We don't know. We are days away. And the Bengals are the only team
on that roster.
Bengals are the only team in the National Football League that doesn't feel like paying their wide receivers money because everybody else paid everybody. Like, I mean, you name it, they got paid this offseason.
I heard an interesting tidbit about that. How there's a lot of NFL rules that come from like days when the NFL didn't have all the money in the world. And some of those rules for CBA purposes that if you guarantee a player's money, that money has to get put into an escrow account. And not all owners, like new owners, come in being billionaires already. And the owner of the Cincinnati Bengals, all of his investments and all of his money is wrapped up in the Cincinnati Bengals. That is his money. And so to put the guaranteed money for Jamar Chase into an escrow account, he'd have to take out a loan. Because of the other guaranteed money in that on that roster already that are in escrow accounts. Like he doesn't have the checkbook to just throw across.
Hey, bro.
And that's crazy to me that an NFL owner would have to take out a loan to do that.
Cool story, bro. Take out a mortgage on that stadium and let's get rolling.
Yeah, I mean, you do it. You still do it. But like, it's an interesting note that when you have to, I don't know, pay an interest fee.
You know what, then, dude? You're in the wrong game. Sell that team and let's keep it rolling. Let's get Jamar Chase on the field. That's how I feel about it. You ain't got the scratch. Get out of the game. Anyway, Jamar Chase, I think he plays. There's no way they don't sign him. I mean,
I would agree.
He's under contract for another 2 years, which is kind of wild, and he's doing this now. But it's because everybody else got paid.
CeeDee Lamb was the same situation.
Every other wide receiver around him in the rankings, Amon-Ra, CeeDee Lamb, Kyrie, every single one that's part of that top echelon, they all got the money, and he doesn't want to play for $21 million.
Because they know somebody else will give it to him if they don't.
And he's right. That's called market value.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's right. Because if he goes out there and gets his knee destroyed and he's never the same anymore, then he costs himself $11 million this year.
Yeah, you know what that Cincinnati Bengals has? Leverage to get another loan to pay that freaking dude.
Yeah. Anyway, Goes Kyron Williams after that. Debo, like the Debo pick in the third round. I think Debo's going to have another solid year. He means everything to that team. You
he was on Jacoby's team last year too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes is my favorite quarterback in the top 5. I think he's going to have a huge year. Like that. Don't like that he didn't really. I mean, he paired him with Hollywood, but it's probably the worst one to pair him with out of all of them.
Think so?
Because he's hurt right now, and
it is for the first couple of weeks at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ken Walker. Sorry, go ahead.
I just feel like we never know what Kansas City's offense is going to look like. Like, not that they'll be not good, because I think they'll be really good because Patrick Mahomes is on their team. But like, where does it go? It always seems like there's a lot of like trying things out for the first couple of months. They seem like the only team guaranteed to be in the playoffs, and they act like it. You know what I mean?
50.
Like they can hold some of the choice weapons close to their chest until it gets time to pull them out.
All I know is that for whatever reason, Pat Mahomes has yo-yo years where he goes 30 touchdowns, then he goes 50 touchdowns, then he goes 30 touchdowns, then he goes 50 touchdowns. He's been doing that for like the last 4 years, and last year was a 30 touchdown year, so it's time for a 50 touchdown year, baby. And I think
he's going to
do it. He's going to do it.
He might.
Ken Walker, I guess fine as your running back too. I'm not in love with Ken Walker. I think he's a home run hitter, but he's in an offense I think wants to pass the ball now, and they're not going to run as much. But we'll find out. We don't really know. We haven't seen him on the field yet in this new system. So
I think Tom might be a closet Niners fan because he took Deebo Samuel, Brock Purdy, Elijah Mitchell as a backup.
You heard it here first. Tom's in the closet.
And George Kittle. It's a good analogy for San Francisco too.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Man, Tom catches strays out here. Thanks for helping out in the draft, Tom. You're in the closet now, buddy.
I'll pay for your beers. Now I get a shit on you.
Yeah. I think George Kittle's fine though. I mean, George Kittle is one of those top echelon tight ends. He's on the back end of it, but he's still there. He's one of those guys that
he'll still have a month and a half where he puts up fucking 24 a week.
And you know what? There's not a more fun guy to cheer for than George Kittle, dude. I love that guy.
You just don't want to be against your team, especially because he hates Dallas. He literally wears a shirt under his jersey that says "fuck the Cowboys."
And you know
only
what?
because he's a Niner.
And you know what? Good on him. Good on him. He should. Football should have stuff like that.
Yeah, you're right. He's cooler because of it.
He's way cooler because
he's cooler because of it.
And he's got a mustache. You know, he's awesome. Anyway, let's go Javonte Williams. Maybe.
Meh.
I don't know. Cortland Sutton, don't like it.
Meh.
Bo Nix is not a guy who throws the ball down the field. Javonte Williams might benefit from that, but I think the true beneficiary of that is going to be Jaleel.
You know what's hilarious about Cortland Sutton being what was that, 14, 13, 12? In the 10th round? Cortland Sutton's currently on my team, and I got him without using a waiver wire pick.
He dropped him?
Yeah, and he's currently on my team.
That's wild.
Yeah.
He did there was also
You're welcome. Thank you.
Or not rumors, but reports that the Niners offered the Broncos a 3rd round pick for Cortland Sutton, and they turned it down.
Wild.
It seems weird. That seems odd.
That seems like
why are you holding on to him? You're clearly rebuilding.
Yeah, and like you don't have the quarterback to get him the ball. Bo Nix is not a big arm quarterback. He's a game manager. Bo Nix is the closest thing to Brock Purdy.
Cortland Sutton not on my team. Fake news.
I was like, what are you talking about? Anyway,
where's he at? Where's he at? He's somewhere. He's somewhere.
You know what? It doesn't matter. That's where it is.
It fucking matters. It fucking matters.
Baltimore Ravens.
He's still on Jacoby's
team. He's still there.
He's
still there. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
What the hell are you talking about?
You
know. Cody, lay off the weed before the podcast, huh? Anyway.
Don't tell me what to do. Don't you dare.
This guy.
That feels like an overreach.
Baltimore
Ravens.
Ravens.
Something I can't provide.
Baltimore Ravens, great defensive pick. They're going to be great. A little bit early, going for them in the 10th round, but live your best life.
That is early.
Off the board, I think.
And by I think a couple rounds, if you zoom out, I don't think there's another great piece there.
Everybody knows you don't go D until the 11th round.
Yeah, and the rest of the entire league wait until the 12th.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. If
Yeah.
you want the best one, you go 11th round. Everybody's going to go defense in the 12th round if they want somebody good. But
yeah,
Mike Williams, yeah, maybe he'll do something. He might have
honestly,
a
it's
week.
good
I
luck.
like that
That's
pick.
it. That's a good lottery pick.
Brock Purdy as your backup, you could do worse. I don't think you really need to take two quarterbacks when your number one quarterback's Pat Mahomes. But
Probably not. But Tom Brady went
miss
down for a
games.
year.
That's true, but Pat Mahomes is not really.
It's an insurance piece at that point.
Yeah, it is.
Pat Firemouth.
It's also a trade. It's also a trade piece.
It is. And
But I don't know why we
peace
go.
of mind sitting there.
I don't know why he's taking another tight end here.
Two tight ends and two quarterbacks. Is silly.
Yeah, that seems silly. That seems goofy.
Burning lottery picks.
Yeah.
I do like Braylon Allen because if Breece Hall gets hurt, I don't know if you guys watched Braylon Allen in the preseason. That's a large man.
Yeah.
He's young. He's young.
Yeah.
He's 20 years
right.
old.
Could be it.
The guy's 20.
Could
and
be
he's huge.
Could be.
And I watched him at Wisconsin. That guy can carry the ball 35 times a game, no problem.
Yeah, could be.
So, Elijah Mitchell, also solid backup pick. Problem with Elijah Mitchell, though, is
I think Elijah Mitchell got cut.
No, he didn't.
I think he got cut.
I don't think he did.
I think he got cut.
I think Jordan Mason and Elijah Mitchell are still in San Fran.
I think Elijah Mitchell might have got cut.
Off of Jacoby's team?
No news of that?
Still Jacoby's team? His profile.
Yeah.
We're spending a lot of time talking about the 15th round pick, too.
Yeah, anyway. I think
where are we putting it? Where are we putting his team?
I don't really like his team that much.
I don't really like his team.
Out of the 6 we've done so far, he's 6th for me.
Ooh.
I think so too.
Ooh, interesting.
I put him behind Brent too. I think Brent's got more top flight talent.
All right then. The man who's
and less question marks.
Exactly.
Jamar Chase's holdout, Kyron Williams, punt returner. You know what I mean?
Looking like someone drafted for him.
Yeah, again.
Yeah.
And maybe he'll stumble his way backward into a championship. Maybe this is the year Ken Walker is the number one running back overall.
Maybe.
Let's move on to your team.
Anyway, let's move on to this glorious team that I've assembled for all of you.
Man, they let you have Breece Hall. That pick. They let you have Breece Hall way back there. God damn it,
he's
Tom.
like a
God damn it,
consensus top 4, top 5 pick.
You know what makes me mad though is the CeeDee Lamb news came out 2 days after that, and I could have had CeeDee Lamb in that spot.
It's true.
And that would have been a massive win because CeeDee Lamb is like a top 2 pick overall.
CeeDee Lamb might do it. I'm surprised you didn't go CeeDee Lamb.
I didn't go CeeDee Lamb because of the question marks and Breece Hall's sitting there. We go.
It makes sense.
Thing.
It makes sense.
And we knew what we had coming next. We knew.
Honestly,
I'm
though,
a Cowboys fan, and I'm taking Breece Hall there over CeeDee Lamb, even after he signs.
Interesting.
I wasn't gonna be mad either way. I just went with the thing I knew was gonna happen.
Yeah, especially because like of what receivers are gonna come back after. Like you get Breece Hall, and then you get. But I don't know. I don't know about Marvin Harrison Jr. as the fucking number 2 pick. That's dog.
But we covered him up with DK, Michael Pittman, and Terry McLaurin, baby.
You took
right.
4 receivers that could be just above average.
But he has to do so much to retrieve his value.
Took 3 guys who have done nothing but be top 20 wide receivers their entire career. By the way, so you watch your mouth, Mr. Wilson.
I'm just saying you didn't take another wide receiver until down the 13th. So like they better pan out because those are the 4 you're going to be stuck with all year unless you make some trades.
It's the same time as playing Devin Singletary. Oof.
And Jaden Daniels is the one. There's a lot of risk on your team too.
Yeah, a lot of Kyle Pitts needs right here, boys. A lot of Kyle Pitts needs.
Kyle Pitts gonna light it
up.
We're
watching Atlanta this year, baby.
We're gonna have two Atlanta fans.
Marks.
2 Atlanta fans in this household. Let's go.
I mean, I like the McLaurin Daniels combo. I think
we went McLaurin Daniels and we went Pitts Cousins. If Daniels doesn't work out, we got Kurt Cobain over here.
Yeah, that's I don't know about that death piece, dog.
Kurt Cochains. Let's go.
I mean, you needed a guy since you were taking Daniels, so you were amongst the people to have.
You know what your team screams to me? 4th place.
You know what my team screams to me?
Whoa,
dominance.
Well, we know that you hear dominance every time you look at your own team.
Outside of Breece Hall, I'm looking at a bunch of people with some big names.
Najee Harris
have done some big things, and
I only need a running back 2. I got 3 of them right there, dude.
You do need a running back 2, though.
And I got 3 of them. 3 of them.
I don't know, dog. One of those guys in red down there is going to start, and none of that's sexy.
Devin Singletary is a starting running back all year long. They got nothing else. Jerome Ford's going to be a starting running back for the first 5 weeks, hands down.
And then
Najee Harris is going to be a starting running back, and they got a bad offensive.
The most barely starting quarterback running back that exists.
Najee Harris because he was a starter in the 9th round. Give me a freaking break. What else was I going to do?
We're just telling you what you can expect from
him.
Yeah.
No, the mistake wasn't taking Najee Harris in the 9th. It was maybe waiting until the 9th to take.
I don't believe in running backs. We took Breece Hall. We played hero running back.
Yeah, and we're saying that's a weakness.
Hey, dude.
Yeah, we're just cutting up your decisions, dog. Don't worry about
That's fine. At least I got 4 guys instead of Bijan and James Cook, and that's it. But anyway, let's move on.
I'd rather have Bijan and James Cook than you. Look at him. I'd rather have Bijan and James Cook with a month refreshed Nick Chubb coming off.
Sure. Whatever, dude.
Would you rather have yours?
We'll be fine. Anyway, I would rather have mine. Because Nick Chubb ain't going to beat himself.
Do you think there is any kind of weak spot on your team, Patty, or are you just
all No, in? I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you. My running back 2 spot is a little bit of weakness. Obviously, we're out here trying to improve that already. Why wouldn't we? But
why wouldn't you?
Feel very confident in my 4 starting wide receivers. I think they're all going to have solid years. I think Terry McLaurin is going to have the best year of his career because if I'm going to name you some other quarterbacks he's played with.
I think Terry McLaurin's going to be fine.
I mean, I could name you 6 bums.
You don't need to. We think Terry McLaurin's going to be fine. Quit defending the thing that we said is going to be okay.
Michael Pittman is also going to be good. He's got a man with a rocket for an arm, and all he needs is.
I agree. I think your starting 4 wide receivers are just fine. You know what I don't like? I don't like your 1 and 2 receivers. Is the thing. Like your top 4 are all fine. Your 1 and your 2 are like.
There's nowhere else for the ball to go.
My number 1 receiver is better than all of your receivers, I think. But then your 2, 3, your next 4 after that are better than anybody else I got.
Yeah, dude. So we got to. I can play 4
strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah,
no defense whatsoever.
All right, where are we putting him on the list?
He's ahead of Jacoby and he's ahead of Brant.
Yep, that's kind of exactly what I was thinking. But behind his wife.
Yep.
I think I'm behind Erica too.
Yep.
What's up? Anyway, moving on.
What's going on?
What's going on?
Anyway,
so what's our current setup?
Todd, Cody, Strozzi, Erica, Pat, Brant, Jacoby.
Yep. All right, that's fine. We'll be there in the playoffs, like we always are.
I think we're gonna have a podium before the pod's done. It's gonna be good.
Anyway,
let's get draft grades.
All right, let's get into Austin's team. We got to pick up the pace because we got almost half the ones to go. So right. let's go down through his team. Let's just say them all, and then let's talk about it. Okay?
I don't know. I don't like that. I don't really like that format.
Well, whatever, dude. But let's go faster. That's all I'm saying. CeeDee Lamb, okay, gets a
great
huge
pick.
value on it.
Oh my god, it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be nuts.
Monstrous. Best pick of the first round.
The real problem is what he did after that.
It might be. It might be the best pick of the first round.
It makes him or Breece, I think.
Him or Breece, but you're right though. Stephon Diggs right away, huge question mark, went way too high. It's like you just picked up a book from 2021 and it's like, yep, this is what we're doing here today.
He got the 3rd best wide receiver on that team. I said it. Anyway,
I don't know.
It's a hot take, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, I mean, if you'd have said 2nd best, I'd have been like, okay.
He's the 3rd best. CJ Stroud likes to tank down more than Stephon Diggs, and that's going to be a problem for Stephon Diggs.
I just don't.
Locker room.
I don't know if that's real.
I've just seen Stephon Diggs be too dominant and just
fine,
makes
dude.
Catches that shouldn't happen.
Yeah,
I also saw him not be able to catch a pass at the end of last year.
I think it's too high of a pick. But let's go down the rest of the list and see how we feel about his full team.
I like Alvin Kamara. I don't like him as a running back 1. I'll tell you that.
I love him as an RB2.
He's got explosiveness for sure on his team because Alvin Kamara, the half PPR god that we talked about in previous episodes.
Jalen Hurts' fantasy numbers are going to take such a hit, you guys. I'm so ready. I'm so excited. I've been talking about this for years.
I think he's going to go down to.
Which would be huge because he's been
the push is gone.
3 quarterback.
The push is gone, y'all.
The push might be gone. You got Saquon there now, and if he's not getting 15 running touchdowns, he's going to be like the QB6 rather than the QB2, which I think is what's going to happen.
In Cody's defense, people don't seem to realize how big of a deal it would be for a young quarterback like that to lose a Jason Kelce, to lose not just one of the best guys, probably the best guy on the offense, talent-wise, relative to the rest of the league, but a centerpiece, the person that you practice with more than anybody besides your wide receivers.
Also, I don't know if you all were aware, but it has come out since Jason Kelce's retirement that Jason Kelce was the one that called every pass protection at the line. Jalen Hurts was not the one doing that. So we're going to see a new wrinkle that he has to do, and he might not be good at that. We'll see.
He's going to have to lean a lot more on the running backs, I think.
It'd be a shame if that Dallas defense want to shut Kellen Moore's offense down again.
Be a real shame if Dallas finished third in the division this year. Anyway.
That'd be weird. That'd be weird.
Well, just go down the list until he gets to the defense. You got CeeDee Lamb, Stephon Diggs, Alvin Kamara, Jalen Hurts, Mark Andrews, Calvin Ridley, D. Swift, Brian Robinson Jr.
Love the
getting Brian Robinson saved his running back room because taking Swift there was not the move.
That's a home.
I don't hate the Swift one, but having both of them back to back there, I love.
Robinson is gonna make his team viable.
It will. Jared Judy, Curtis Samuel, waste of picks.
Yeah, you got a plus tight end.
Curtis Samuel was going to be good, and then he got so I don't like it anymore.
Curtis Samuel might be an okay pick there.
Curtis Samuel,
Jerry Judy is a waste.
Just a waste. Everywhere
he goes is a waste. I mean, it hurts me to say that, but
he is at this point in his career.
I don't mind him as a death piece. I don't mind Zeke Elliott as a death piece at all.
Rico Dowdle going to be the starter in Dallas. I can't believe he was on waivers.
Rico Dowdle, and they bring in Dalvin Cook, which happened after the draft, which would have knocked him down another maybe round or so.
Yeah, while you guys are talking shit about my running backs, I got Rico Dowdle, baby. Anyway, it's going to be a start.
All right, let's give this team a rating unless there's somebody else.
Zeke Elliott is going to have a better year fantasy-wise than Rico Dowdle will.
No, he won't.
Ooh, flip it. I like that.
Make it a bet. Make it a bet. It ain't going to happen. Miami Dolphins. I don't know why we picked them over the Bears. The Bears have a better defense than the Dolphins.
But he got them both. And he took two defenses, and that's fucking weird.
It is weird. Maybe let's get rid of one of those.
He's just trying to make up for his kicker.
I don't really get the Justin Herbert pick either. There's other better guys there.
I don't either.
I like Justin Herbert more than I like Jared Goff.
Yeah.
I guess Roshan.
Really?
Not by much.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to run.
It's great.
Not with Justin Herbert
and Jim Harbaugh.
I really don't like either one of them, but there's a reason I don't.
You really don't like Jared Goff this year?
He's not a QB1 for me. If it's a Superflex league, I'd be all over him.
That's wild to me.
I think Jared Goff could be like the QB12 this year. Yeah.
Okay. Could be like a ceiling as to be the bottom end of a QB1 range.
Yeah, that because we'll see.
Could be.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that's not really
maybe the QB10.
Could be the QB4.
I don't think he's gonna be the QB4.
No.
You don't think it's possible with that offense?
I think he'll have too many games where he has 200 yards because the rest of his team just kind of does their shit, and he's not needed.
We'll see.
Okay. We'll see.
But anyway,
he's talentless. I don't believe that. I just don't think his fantasy.
I think he's a good quarterback, but we'll see.
I think he's in a good situation.
You know what? For your money, I hope he plays great. Anyway, that'll be the nicest thing I say to you today. Anyway.
Austin finishing the draft with a couple homer picks because he's only picking the Bears D and Roshan Johnson because of his fandom, right? I don't hate
well, that's his starting defense though now because they're better than Miami by a stretch.
I'm gonna go ahead and put Austin second to last in front of Jacoby's team because I think Jacoby's team is terrible.
I like Austin's team more than I like Brandt's team.
Okay. I like Calvin Ridley. I think Calvin Ridley might have a year.
I don't want anything to do with Tennessee anywhere.
I think they're gonna throw the ball, dude.
I think
because they got to find out if Will Levis. I think they got to find out if Will Levis is the guy, and they're gonna throw it. I don't think he is either, but I think they're gonna throw it and try to find out. And you forget that Calvin Ridley had a lot of.
I like him better than Brandt's team. I'm trying to look here.
I like team better than Patrick's team.
Oh my God! How dare you? How dare you?
I think that's where I got him. I think I got him right between Patrick and Erica.
Get out of town. You're living in crazy town over here.
I mean, because of that running back situation, you're absolutely right.
You guys are insane. You do what you want.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
wildly
I think I
insane.
agree. I think I agree with Jake there. That's where we're putting it.
I
Where do you
wildly
think you go,
disagree.
Patty? Where do you think you should be?
I go
We can
ahead
weight this.
I go ahead of Austin, Jacoby, and Brett for sure. Not even close.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Not even a debate.
Not even.
Where do you
shouldn't
where
even
do you
be
think
talking about it.
Austin goes behind you, but ahead of Brant and Jacoby?
Yes.
So just one pick less. Okay, that's close.
Yeah.
Close enough to move on.
Guys, you getting sweaty over there?
No, dude, I'm wiping my eyes from all this bullshit that's coming at me through the screen. Anyway.
You gotta get a handkerchief.
Who's next?
Anyway, we got Trisha with Garrett Wilson. And then we got she goes, Garrett Wilson, fine for where she's at in the draft. Solid. I
don't like seeing that. I don't like seeing that in the first round. I don't want Derrick Henry here.
Would have went AJ Brown probably before Garrett Wilson there. I think AJ Brown belongs there, but that's wild to see Wilson picking up AJ Brown at the 12th pick when AJ Brown's usually between like 7 and 10. But
9 in almost every mock draft I think I saw.
Yeah, but anyway, I think Garrett Wilson's gonna have a good year. He's not gonna be the reason that her team's that good. Derrick Henry, great.
That's a great pick. That's a great pick coming back around. I thought there's no way Derrick Henry lasts that long.
If he would have gotten to me, we would have never seen Marvin.
I cannot believe Achane went in front of Henry.
It would have been one of the first time in modern history that I went 2 running backs started draft. Derrick Henry came back around. But
I would have also gone 2 running backs, sir. Yeah. I would have done that too.
There's no way I couldn't have. And then we would have figured it out. But
when I saw Derrick Henry's name go, because he shouldn't have gone that far, I was like, Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Well, she lives in a household with Todd, and Todd's a smart guy, so I'm sure there was.
She drafts well. She just doesn't ever move anything after that.
Well, I love her. I know everybody's kind of down on him, including you two guys, but getting Chris Olave dropping to the 4th, he was like 15
ADP wise. You're absolutely right. I don't like it.
I just don't believe in Derek Carr. That's all. But and I also don't believe in Dennis Allen
too, though. So if it does pan out, that'd be monstrous. She
had
the best wide receiver trio last year for a good chunk of it too. Not that
her first
a whole lot, but
she has an opportunity to have an amazing top 3 wide receiving core. And I'm nervous about that for 2 reasons, because of Garrett Wilson and Nico Collins. I think they could both be in the top 10 this year, and I think they could both be outside the top 20 this year. I just have a feeling that you know what I'm saying? It just. But I see that. And it's gonna take some. It's gonna take some movement.
If Aaron Rodgers plays the whole year, there's not a chance in hell that Garrett Wilson's in a wide receiver 1. There's just not.
And that's the line, though, isn't it? You're talking about a 40-year-old man staying upright.
Well, he has for most of his career until last year. So there's only one other.
He's missed time before when he was an even younger man.
He missed time one other time when he broke his collarbone.
Yeah, Minnesota got him, snapped him, broke the man.
Yeah. Well, and then we paid him back with Kirk Cousins last year. So what's up, Minnesota? Anyway,
what's up, Minnesota?
Rashawn Gary broke that man in half.
What's up, Minnesota?
What's up, Minnesota?
What's up,
Minnesota?
Anyway, what's
up? Anyway, Rashad White, we did enough.
We got lost.
The actual Rashad White resides on Trisha.
The actual one.
Bitch.
Great pick. Running back 2. Solid. I think her top 5 here, real solid.
Yeah.
2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, like it.
Cut through her depth real quick, and let's move to the next.
Good tight end.
Good tight end. Don't know why we're taking another one right after.
Another 2 QB, 2 tight end team.
Yeah, I don't know why we go. That's where the mistakes start. I think Pollard's a mistake too, because I don't think in Tennessee.
Blake Corum, nice.
That's a nice pick. That's a nice pick down there.
J.K. Dobbins also nice.
Also a nice pick.
Going to be the starter. Everybody thinks it's Gus Edwards. It's not. It's J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, that's gonna eliminate that Pollard mistake.
Dontavian Wicks, that's a solid lottery shot. I mean, he could easily usurp one of those guys for a starting role this year.
That's fair. The Jalen Wright, love that as a lottery selection as well.
There's guys there in front of him that could easily get hurt because they have in the past, and if they do, this guy's blazing fast, and he could be just as good as any of them.
Seahawks defense is kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't get that. They're terrible.
I get that. Yeah, it's not
That's
good.
just that's a homer pick.
Who's that week one? Who's that week one matchup?
I think it's the week one matchup thing again because I think I saw Seahawks having a decent matchup in week one. That's probably what it is.
It's the Broncos.
Yeah,
at home.
That's why.
It's a decent matchup. It's a decent matchup.
Yeah.
And they play the Patriots week 2. And then they will be on the waiver wire when they host the Dolphins the following week.
You know what though? Bo Nix could be hyped to come play that game in the PNW after being an Oregon boy.
Yeah, we can move on. It's fine.
I've got Trisha behind Brant, but ahead of Jacoby.
I have her ahead of Jacoby.
Same.
I have her ahead of Jacoby. Yeah.
I have her behind Brant, but ahead of Jacoby.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I have her ahead of Brant as well.
I have her like third to last, I think.
So we're putting her ahead of Brant then, behind Patrick.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of like her team a little better than Patrick's here.
You guys say whatever you want to say. Anyway, let's move on. Let's get to Luis.
Yeah.
We got the poop
Luis,
juice,
the taco of the league.
The taco of the league, the one that sparked
the taco of the
all
town.
of the fire of the town. The taco of the town, not taking a tight end. What are you doing? And then trading away.
He knew he could trade for one.
And then he trades away.
He knew he could trade for one.
Well,
I went up to him after the draft, as it was finishing, and taking pictures of the board, and I go, "Hey, Luis, he didn't take a tight end." And he goes, "What? Fuck."
He also, I would have given him Kyle Pitts for the right number coming back, but
is that number
whatever Luis
on who he does have,
there was text sent, and Luis apparently doesn't like to respond to me. That's fine. I sent him multiple texts.
I mean, can you blame him?
Yeah, I can. I raised that man as my son. Anyway, for a lot of years in the back of Dundee's on the weight side. Anyway,
it's fun being the cool uncle.
Yeah.
Behind the bar is where you raised them.
Dude. Raised them good. Raised them right.
Patrick, we kept trying to tell you weren't allowed to be behind the bar.
Or around kids.
Anyway, he goes Puka Nacua. He goes Devon Achane, Josh Jacobs, Lamar Jackson. 5 of his first 4, really. I don't like Puka going that high. Again, AJ
I don't
Brown
like Puka going that high either.
I was mad when he took George Pickens in the 5th because I wanted that motherfucker 2 spots later real bad.
Not a
bad pick there.
I was excited about George Pickens for a while.
You'll never see him now.
Started thinking about Steelers, and I'm like, no.
This man,
Russell Wilson's throwing you that ball.
This man took 6 wide receivers in a row. So he's probably and that wasn't his first 6.
And none of them really that good.
I mean, we all groaned when Rome Odunze went off that board.
Yeah, I don't hate the 6 wide. I mean, I think you cut Dobbs off because I think by that time you don't need another one. But prior to that, I don't hate it because Josh Jacobs, I think, is going to be a workhorse. I know you guys probably not super high on him, but
he will now.
Everybody loves the possibility of that. If those 2 go off, you don't really need another running back. I mean, you do for depth and bye weeks, which he doesn't have at all. But
no depth.
Well, he doesn't have. I mean, and we got to remember, Achane's not a starter. Like, I think there's a good chance that well sits dry too often.
I think you got 12 touches a game, and if he doesn't hit on them like he did last year, you're gonna be real sad.
Yeah, I think this running back. I'm not big on Jacobs. I know that we talked a lot about it. I think they're gonna be throwing the ball a lot in Green Bay. I don't know.
They will. But when AJ Dillon went down, Josh Jacobs easily picked up another 5 touches a game.
That might be true.
Well, the round that he's taking D-Hop after he's already got his 4 stud wide receivers, I think you leave off D-Hop because that round you could be drafting a Brian Robinson, could be drafting a Jonathan Brooks, could even be drafting a Zach Moss.
Yep.
D-Hop's
a waste pick.
He's healthy though, and he's going to play week 1.
Don't want any part of Tennessee.
Then you take a running back in a round prior. And then you take him that one. You know what I mean?
I also don't know why we take Allen and Odunze on the same team. I don't like that strategy.
Probably why he had to trade one, honestly. He just wasn't really going to work out.
Honestly, he really just needed to pull his pants down for Cody. But anyway, Tyler Lockett and Romeo.
I raised that man.
Right behind that bar.
Yeah, he did something. Anyway, Trevor Lawrence after
being the fun uncle.
Trevor Lawrence again. Again, Trevor Lawrence.
That took
Trevor
a second
Lawrence.
to sink in.
Trevor Lawrence. He already said it once. He didn't even catch it the first time.
Yeah,
it's
that second.
Oh,
It's that second
man.
push.
Oh,
Brought
man.
it back around. Anyway,
you said 10-second push?
Anyway,
No,
dude, let's keep moving. Trevor Lawrence. I don't know why we take 2 again when we got Lamar. When you get one of the big beefy guys up front, you don't need to.
Yeah, you did that for a reason to not have to draft.
To not look at it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've only been saying it all
end.
off season, folks. Like, it's like people don't listen, and they don't.
Nobody watches the off-season episodes.
Yeah, no one watches the show
those are for
during
us.
season.
It'd be cool if they did because we'd see less of this.
We're speaking into a black hole.
We might get an Allen or a Strozzi for this episode, but that'll be about it.
The Kansas City Chiefs, not a bad defensive pick.
Not a bad pick. Not a bad pick.
Now, the last 3 don't make any sense. Juju Smith-Schuster,
Ray
never going to
Charles.
see the field. Ray Davis is the backup to James Cook. He's the best of the 3.
He's the best of the 3, but
at the time, there's not a chance in hell that Luis knew that Dalvin Cook was getting signed. And I'm still gonna that pick because of it.
You're right.
Not a chance in
but
hell
he drafted a free agent and he's on the squad now. So good. Hey, good for him.
Hey, great foresight that you didn't have, and you just lucked out that he got on a roster.
It's true.
Good God.
All right, let's rate him.
Last. Easily.
Last.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's last.
Yeah, he's last.
Let's be real.
He's last. Because he didn't even have Keenan Allen on there anymore.
Yeah,
they replaced him with a 13th round tight end. He's last.
Damn, dude. He's last. Come on.
Hey, Brock Bowers might blow up.
He might.
Hey, Luis, I love you as a person.
We all want him to now, don't we?
Thanks for your $150.
All of us?
Don't we all want Brock Bowers to blow up now? I do.
I want him to blow up.
No, because he's still not on my team. He can go
fuck himself.
So I want Brock Bowers to go nuts.
No, fuck.
I want Brock
Bowers. Trade him to me? Then no, I don't give a fuck.
I want Brock Bowers to be a top 5 tight end, and I want Keenan Allen to be outside top 30. That's what I want. You can bug it.
All right, who's next?
I think it might happen.
Alan Taylor, I believe.
King Taylor. Like the way he started off his draft.
I don't. Barkley's a fucking bust. His career's over.
Okay, well, beyond Cody's cowboy-laden goggles that he's talking with here, Saquon Barkley is in the best position of his entire career, and there's no question of that.
That might be real.
Jahmyr Gibbs is a solid running back to get in the second round.
I agree.
Travis Kelce, it's too high to take a tight end, and he's
too high to take that tight end.
If you're gonna do it, you should take him to Florida.
Agreed.
And then I don't understand why we're going tight end then quarterback, because the wide receiver room out here in Mr. Taylor land is looking rough.
It's looking real rough.
The only thing that's going to save him here is if my faith in Tank Dell comes true, because I think Tank Dell is going to be good. Christian Kirk may just be the number 1 there, but you took 2 of them. You got Kirk and Brian Thomas. They're both not going to go off in the same week. Keon Coleman, maybe he's the thing, but he's a rookie.
But he needs him to be the thing now.
He has to be.
Yeah.
And you got to count on Jackson Smith and Jigba becoming the second best wide receiver in that room, which maybe he will, maybe he won't. It's been Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf for a long time. It might still be. So
if it's not Jackson Smith and Jigba this year, then it never will be. He's got to be that. He's got to beat Tyler Lockett out now.
It's been poised and built up and talked about so much, right? Now's the time.
If this isn't his year, then he's a bust. So they're gonna find out.
Not gonna manifest.
So it's a good lottery pick to have if he's got it, but he's got to have it, and we haven't seen it.
I think he does have it if you look at his numbers last year and his behind the
We're gonna find out
that I've talked about.
Allen needs it because Allen went 0 receiver until the 5th round. That's
a little tough.
That's not tough. Look at all the color patterns in the rest of everything. There's one of them that doesn't belong, and it's Allen's.
If you're taking the double RB first 2 rounds, you can't follow it with a tight end and a quarterback.
Nope.
No. You got to go all wide receivers.
You have to get a wide receiver.
And you reached on CJ so much.
Because he loves CJ Stroud.
His wide receiver 1 is Christian Kirk.
Ooh.
I like that.
Wide receiver 3 is Keon Coleman.
Ew.
I like that he paired CJ Stroud with Tank Dell. Okay.
Yeah.
But still, rough.
But he could have got CJ Stroud 2-3 rounds later.
He could have got, yeah, exactly. He could have had like Chris Olave or one of those guys. And
He could have had
Tank
Chris
Dell and
Olave.
Kirk.
He could have had Michael Pittman. He could have had Malik Neighbors, Cooper Kupp,
could have had a lot of guys.
Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
T. Higgins.
Yep.
Allen's team to me is only better than Luis's.
That's where I got him too.
That's exactly where I got him.
I honestly, we're taking 3 tight ends and one of them's hurt until week 7 too. I don't know what we're doing there.
3 tight ends is
3 tight
asinine.
ends. That's insane.
Asinine is the best word.
He did get the Cowboys defense, and that's annoying.
He did get the Cowboys defense, and I don't hate Kelsey with a Hawkinson behind him because Kelsey is towards the end of his career. But then you take the Luke Musgrave one, which is an absolute head scratch.
For what? For what? For why? For when?
For all that tight end talk.
If you're gonna take a third tight end there, at least make it Taysom Hill, right?
For where?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Allen, I think Allen fucking lost the draft.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, I think the team is. Yeah, he's down there. He's definitely down there.
Allen's gonna miss the playoffs based on this draft alone.
And then he dropped Rico Dowdle.
And he drafted so bad last year. This was his redemption arc.
He dropped his 10th round pick.
Rico Dowdle is currently on Patrick's team.
Damn right he is.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Allen's out.
Allen's
out.
He's got 2 running backs.
Bye, Allen.
Wild.
He's got 2 running backs, really, because Gus Edwards ain't nothing. Yeah, he doesn't even have great running backs for everything that he did. He's only got 2 at the top, and that's it. Yeah.
And one of them is a committee guy.
He's probably gonna be the big side of that committee this year.
Yeah, but
big side of what? A committee.
Big side of that committee. Yeah, he's on the 70 side.
You know who was available? Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Why? Oh my God. I mean,
yeah, dude.
By ADP, Jahmyr Gibbs going before Derrick Henry, but I mean, we all said it all offseason that
we all said it all offseason.
Might rather have Derrick Henry, but
we did.
Okay.
Yeah, you were the one. You're the one detractor on that.
Second to last.
Second to last in draft day, ain't it?
No.
Moving
11th
on.
pick. He's in 11th place.
Oof.
Yep. Let's talk about Mr. Wilson to wrap this up.
Mr. Wilson.
And you know what?
Tear me up, boys.
That's funny because my photo doesn't have Mr. Irrelevant on it. I have no idea who it is.
Kendrick Miller, who's in my IR slot now.
Yeah. And
I don't like AJ Brown in the first.
I didn't either. Wasn't much left. Neither did I, dog.
We just tore Allen up for going quarterback and tight end a little too high. At least
because he didn't take a receiver. He's got a receiver though.
He does, but
he did take a quarterback and tight end too high, but he got a better quarterback and a better tight end.
He did
than Allen in both spots.
Your biggest problem is in your wide receiver room.
100%.
That's your second wide receiver.
That's an easy call.
I got a few dart throws on there, but not enough to feel confident about.
I could possibly trade you some receiver action for some Ramondre.
Yeah,
we'll discuss.
I could do it.
I ended up, since I was able to put Kendrick Miller into my RS slot, I did pick up the bum that is Antonio Gibson, who was Ramondre's backup.
Yeah, make sure that you give him Ramondre because that's a landmine way to have for Cody. Anyway,
really, they just gave the man some money. That's honestly, I'm following contracts.
He's garbage. He's garbage.
I mean, I don't want a lot of things in New England, but if I'm going to have anything in New England, I think Ramondre's okay. I think that's a good depth piece for Jake.
It's gonna be worse than it was last year. Anyway,
interesting. I'll have his backup, so
he's not getting any passing work with Antonio Gibson being there. Anyway, Xavier Worthy. Xavier Worthy is your.
It's an interesting pick.
No, I love that pick.
That could be a lot. That could be a winner right there.
Xavier Worthy is going to do some things, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind Jalen Warren either. The problem with Jalen Warren is his hype train.
I like Jalen Warren there.
Got completely crashed off a bridge when he got hurt.
Yeah.
He's recovering.
I like the Jalen Warren pick right there.
I love Trey Benson. I'll tell you that because James Conner has proven he can't play a full 16, so you're going to get some weeks out of Trey Benson.
I like Shakir.
Then Niners.
He's just one of the dart throws. Worthy.
Yeah.
Shakir
is a good lottery pick.
Leggett,
Having the Niners as your fucking defense is an excellent boon to a starting position. That's good.
Defense. I got the number 1 tight end ADP. I got the number 1 quarterback ADP. So
I really
my
wanted to
attention
take.
is going to be focused on getting some wide receivers.
I really wanted to take Xavier Leggett in my last round. I really wanted that.
Yeah.
I was bummed that wasn't available on that last piece.
And we all know the mysteries that abound in week 1 too. You know what I mean? There's going to be some, and I'm going to have the number 1 waiver pick. So if one of those guys turns out to be a wide receiver, might not matter anymore. I'll love my team then.
If there's a Puka Nacua, you better hope you pick him right.
It's true. Like I did.
Yep. And then he didn't get in the championship. All right. Now,
so where do we rank Wilson? What do we rank?
If I'm going, I'm putting myself 4th. I'm putting myself behind Strozzi, but ahead of Erica. Maybe even behind Erica, but I'm in that 4 or 5 range for me.
I think Erica's in front of you. I think Erica's in front of you because she's got better wide receivers. She's still got a top flight running back. And I think she has more depth down the board than you do.
I think my quarterback's better. I think my tight end's better. I think my running backs are better. But you're right, her wide receivers are definitely marginally better than mine.
I think she's close enough to you at.
That's a tough call.
I think she's close enough to you at running back that she's better, but it's close.
I think Eric and I are a coin flip, but I'm right in that range.
I'm looking for a coin. Ooh, actually, I don't need that.
Anyway,
odds or evens, Wilson.
Odds. Because if we're not odds, you're boring.
Don't tell that man the odds. I'm picking Jake's team ahead of Erica's by a sliver, by a 17.
Now give us what you wrote up there, Wilson. What are the final rankings that we put on it? I know you've been keeping track.
I don't know. It's a little goofy, but we got Todd, Cody, Strozzi on the podium.
Yep.
But then me in 4th, Eric 5th, Austin, Patty, and then the Brant in the bottom 3, which is hard to read. No, wait, I forgot Trisha. Bottom 3 is Jacoby, and then Alan, and then Luis.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyhow, there we did it. Do you want to talk week 1 matchups? We kind of went along here. I don't think we got time for it. So, season starting finally, folks. Thursday night, we're getting a hot game. In Kansas City.
Hot game.
It's a spicy one.
You get the Super Bowl champion against the regular season MVP.
And AFC rematch.
AFC championship rematch.
Love it.
Yeah. We're gonna see some vengeance.
Go Ravens.
Baltimore. Go Ravens. Yeah. Let's go.
Go Ravens.
What I'm interested to see is what does that Ravens offensive line look like? Because there's a lot of question marks there. We're gonna find out.
We are going to find out.
They're going to be introduced to a man named Chris Jones. We're going to find out a lot. But anyway,
we're going to hit
that's
Chris
it,
Jones
folks.
and Derrick Henry.
I know. And Nick Bolton and Derrick Henry.
It's going to be loud on the
dude.
field. It's going to be loud in the stands.
Oof. Let's see what's going to happen. I think Kansas City takes it, but I hope Baltimore does.
Do you think Taylor Swift's there? Of
course. Why wouldn't she be?
Good. He's good for the opener.
She's going to drop down from halftime.
That'd be sweet. That'd be so cool.
She's going to say loving him was red. You know what I'm saying? And it's all going to make sense. Anyway, now, peace, folks. Thanks for listening. That was a draft recap. Had a good time. We're out. We have nothing left. Tiger King's here.
There it is. I gotta go. I can't do this.
Don't keep tigers, folks. Anymore. They're living monsters, and I'm
certain that it's illegal at this point, isn't it? Didn't Tiger King actually give us